haven't really been watching as much anime as I'd like to. I started to feel the effects of COVID-15, but I'm happy to say that I'm back on the grind. Fall 2021, obviously the best season to watch anime, and we're here. We've got a lot of good shows this season. We've gone over how anime can get you into things that you have no interest in. Usually shows will do this by having a main character that's really interested or passionate about a certain subject, and that's their main focus. But I think Blue Period conveys this feeling a little differently because he's being thrust into a new world, and that new world being filled with art, fueled by emotion. He's experiencing frustration, joy, ups, downs, accomplishments, not being good enough, self-worth. Blue Lock is about a guy that's never really given things much effort, and I think that that's super relatable. From what I've seen so far, the first few episodes are really good. The pacing's like a little weird, but I think it's only just laying the groundwork for what's to come next. Also, the characters are hot. PK Monogatari would be one of my anime of the seasons if I knew what the hell was going on. I'm not so lost that I don't understand anything that's going on, but there's so many like subtleties and nuances that it's kind of just flying over my head. I'm not sure where the disconnect is. Maybe it's because I'm a filthy American, or I'm not familiar with the time. I'm genuinely unsure. I do know that this show is heat and very enjoyable. If you've seen Mugen Train, you've seen this part of the season. It feels like they just took the movie, cut it up, added some bumpers, an OP and an ED, and boom. I actually just stopped watching this because it literally just, it's the movie. And if you've seen it, you've seen this, and they're just milking it for money, so it be what it be. I did like the first episode that was like anime original. It was kind of cute, but ultimately irrelevant to the grand story. I was talking to my friend, he was like, oh, you know, maybe if Rengoku made it home to his dad, he could have told his dad that he saved the grandma, and his dad would have gotten out of his funk, but you know, we didn't get there, so. One of the better isekai stories from what I've seen so far. It doesn't have an overarching direction to it other than watch these characters and the world develop around them. And I really like that kind of thing. Not only is the story good, the animation goes crazy and the color palette really sells the world. It's a season 2. If you watch the first season of Jobless Reincarnation, you already know what you're getting into. I really wanted to give this show its own video because it's anime of the season, maybe even anime of the year. The storytelling and development of the world is unmatched. There's so much to soak up in just the first few episodes. Like episode 1 and 2, like you get a decent scope of the world, the characters, relationships, and at first glance, it's really easy to write off this show because it looks like something for children. The art direction plays a very heavy role in this, while the animation is very fluid and looks fantastic. If you want to be amazed, I've got the show for you. It's a true master of subversion. Platinum End, from the creators of Death Note, it's sort of like a death game and also very similar to Death Note, but like the characters are not smart in the slightest, so there's no 4D chess while someone's having a monologue. It's got an interesting concept and knows how to build up a proper hook, leaving you wondering what's gonna happen next. Unlike most thrillers, I'm invested and super hyped, wondering how is this gonna play out. The Faraway Paladin is another isekai that lays down the world building hard, but I actually love anything that does this. Will is being raised by a mummy, a ghost, and an undead. This show really needs to be a 24 episode. I will be utterly disappointed because it is a slow show, so it needs all the time that it can get to lead up to something good. Mummy, sorry. Mummy, sorry. Mummy, sorry. Mummy, sorry. People are saying that this is the next Gurren Lagann. Honestly, I don't see it. It reminds me more of Decadence, but nowhere near as good. This is something I put on to pass the time, but it doesn't seem like much has happened yet. I hope that it picks up soon. When it comes to the 2D animation, it looks really good, but the 3D is jarring and the mech and monster design kinda stinky, not gonna lie. I always have mixed feelings about these kind of shows. She's short and he's oblivious. Now laugh. But I really like that we get a confirmation on the first episode that she likes her senpai, rather than building up to a 12, 13 episode, and on the 13th episode they might hold hands or some shit. This show is really cute. I'm not sure what kind of progression we'll get. It's also really interesting to me, like these kinds of shows are the shows that get weebs out and make them go get jobs. It's like, maybe if I start working at a company, I will get a girlfriend. See, normally I wouldn't watch this kind of show, but I think it has a bit of potential with the fact that the main character is the sibling of the hero and he got expelled from the party without her knowledge. This doesn't have much going for it, but it's not bad. I really like Aquatope. The first cour was really, really good. The second cour is kind of leaving me like wanting more. The show should really be finding the direction and message that it wants to say after all this time, and it's not doing that for me. PA Works sort of falls into this whole role where they have a really strong start and just completely fall off towards the end. And it's sad to see this happening, but the show's still really good. It was just much higher for me, but now it's, you know, it's lost like a point or two, but it's still very good. This feels so wrong, but it's insanely cute. A girl is sold away to be a bride to settle a debt to a young man who's been cast out by his family, but rather than be angry about it, she decides to give it her best shot and make it work, and it's really freaking cute. She carries the show on her back, balancing out the doom and gloom of her future husband. Another contender for anime this season. This show looks so good. It's crazy to see a collab between Madhouse and Mappa, because Mappa is a spin-off of Madhouse. This show looks fantastic, and it's possibly the best visuals of the season, but the story needs some work. It's dry. It's drier than the landscapes that they're driving through. I think it could use a little bit more world building and actually give us a reason to give a shit about the characters, but other than that, it looks great. What are you watching this season? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.